Welcome to Visions of the Past. I'm Nancy D. In our last episode, we learned Francis and Lydia Revenue were the first settlers to the Sandy area. Francis built a log schoolhouse for his 9 children, and soon other settlers began arriving, creating the need for a larger schoolhouse. It wasn't long until the little village of Sandy started to develop. Please join us for the beginning of Sandy as it unfolds. The first land transaction in Sandy occurred on November 18, 1872, when George Sherrock received a patent from the U.S. government for 160 acres in Section 13, Township 2 South, Range 4 East of the Willamette Meridian in Clackamas County, Oregon. Soon after that, Sherrock sold 34.5 acres to Gerdes, who built a store and established the Sandy Post Office on February 13, 1873. Old postal records in Sandy Historical Society's files show that on that date, Sandy had a population of 20. Gerdes opened the store for an unknown length of time, then sold to Frederick Meinig, who had come to Sandy in 1876. Meinig ran the store for a time before building his own large landmark store at the northeast corner of intersection of the present Ten Eyck Road and U.S. Highway 26. We believe it was built in the last half of the 1880s. This new location of a central community point or village must have appealed to many. It appealed to the Revenues as Francis Revenue and his eldest son John bought property in 1874 near the Gerdes store, where they built their own store and a hotel. They apparently then discontinued their trading post on their home site 1.5 miles north of Sandy. One of our Historical Society's most treasured pictures, and our oldest picture of early Sandy, shows the Revenue Hotel in the foreground, then the Revenue store, then the Gerdes store in the distance. They were located on what is now Pioneer Boulevard. The hotel was located on the site of the present Beaverbrook Dental Clinic. The Revenue store was on the site of the easterly portion of the Sajeka building, and the Gerdes store was on the site of the present Ace Hardware building. There was only one road in the area at the time, the Barlow Road. It was interesting to learn while examining old Clackamas County records that in 1859 a number of men from eastern Clackamas County petitioned the county for a road to be built from Oregon City to what is now the Sandy area. Among the petitioners were the names J.D. Chitwood of Damascus, Charles Rourke of Pleasant Home, Joseph Boring, and Francis Revenue. The road was approved, but it took years to build. Now that we have Sandy established as a village with a post office and some buildings, from now on, our history will include the city of Sandy and the surrounding or Sandy area. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time and get acquainted with the early pioneer families that settled the Sandy area. Bye.